This is Lenny Farlee, Purdue University Extension Forester. Now let's ID that tree. In this edition of ID That Tree, we're going to take a look at a native Indiana shrub that we can find typically on moister soils, but it can also be easily confused with another shrub that's very closely related to it. So the shrub we're looking at here is called Nannyberry Viburnum, and it's a member of the broad Viburnum genus. Several species found here in Indiana, including blackhaw viburnum, which can be pretty easily confused with it. So some characteristics we can use for identification of viburnums, and in particular Nannyberry Viburnum, is opposite leaf arrangement, simple leaves, and for Nannyberry Viburnum, one of the really good identification characteristics is this wavy margin on the leaf stem. So you can see these little extensions, almost like little wings, that form a wavy texture on the edge of the leaf stem. That's a good identification characteristic for this species. And also the very sharp point that the leaves come to at the very end. In the case of blackhaw viburnum, which looks very similar, we typically do not have those wavy margins on the leaf stem, and it's a much more rounded tip to the leaf itself. Nannyberry viburnum, as a young plant, will have smooth gray bark, but gradually start developing some fissures. In the case of blackhaw viburnum, it will typically develop heavy scales and plates looking very much like flowering dogwood in some cases. Both of these plants can get to be quite large with a shrubby multi-stem form, sometimes single stems, but oftentimes multi-stem form. And they do produce fruit that is actually very attractive to wildlife, and according to reports is actually edible by humans. And in some cases, both these species, blackhaw and nannyberry, can sometimes be called wild raisin because of the similarity of the fruit once it dries to raisins. Good fall color, sometimes reds and oranges, and also really attractive spring blooms. So Nannyberry viburnum, one of our native Indiana shrubs.